3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, my name is Nati and welcome back to Lady and the Trash. In today's video, I will talk about a very beloved web series adapted from a very beloved novel, and I'm talking about 陈情令, or The Untamed. The web series was adapted from the novel 魔道祖师 that can be translated into Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation by the author 墨香铜秀. Based on the novel, there's also an animated series, the 动画, a comic series, the 漫画, and an audio drama. As you may know, the original story is a BL, since the two main characters, Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, are romantically involved. But because of China's censorship, the adaptations had to remove the homosexual content in order to be accepted. This isn't a news in China's entertainment history, since we've already seen plenty of bromance shows that were originally adapted from a BL novel, for example Guardian or SCI. But what really surprised me watching The Untamed is the fact that The Untamed doesn't really feel like bromance. I found The Untamed so romantic you can't even imagine. Of course, in the show they never kiss or openly declare their love because they can't. But I feel like the creators tried their best in order to convey the romantic relationship between Wuxian and Wang Zi in non-conventional ways. It's undeniable that in The Untamed there are plenty of scenes that have a very strong romantic vibe. For example, in episode 13, when they were left alone in the cave and Lan Wangji was injured, or when Wang Zi told his brother that he wanted to take Wuxian to cloud recesses to protect him, or again how Wang Zi's attitude changed throughout the story. And after Wuxian came back, Wang Zi decided without hesitation to stand by him despite the consequences that he could have faced, and spends the rest of the time protecting him. Or the most blatant scene to me, which is the one in episode 46. You know, that boat scene just screams romantic to me. There is an endless number of scenes that, as I saw it, are super romantic. And these were just a few examples. But I'm not going to dwell on these scenes, because I'm sure you don't really need me to list them all to understand what I'm talking about. Today, I'm here to talk about how the creators were able to depict Wang Zi and Wuxian's romantic relationship in queer terms and still get past the censorship, using both hints that are related to the novel and completely new stratagems. Of course, in this video, I'm gonna make a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't watched the show and you are planning to, I'm suggesting you to not watch the video and wait until you finished watching the show. But let's get back on our main topic. I'm gonna start with the most obvious hints. Scenes in which they don't openly say I like you or I love you, but it's impossible to interpret it in any other way according to me. The first one, of course, is in episode 13. They are alone in the turtle cave and they are talking about how Wei Wuxian saved Mian Mian and how Wang Zi thought that he was flirting. And Wuxian is just like, you know, I didn't flirt, but are you saying this because you like Mian Mian? God, the face that Wang Zi does in this point is just like, he stares at him like he wants him to understand, bitch, it's not Mian Mian that I like, it's you, but you are too stupid to understand it. Since he didn't really reply it with words, Wuxian was just like, so you do like Mian Mian? Ugh, dump energy, really. In episode 24, there's a dialogue between Wuxian and his sister. He says that he has a question that he's been holding for a lot of time. And he asks his sister, why would a person like another person? I mean, that kind of like. And of course, Yan Li is like, why do you suddenly ask this? Do you have a person that you like? And he suddenly says, no, I don't have one. At least not up to that point. Hinting that he does have interests on someone. Maybe he doesn't really consider liking someone, but it's close to it. And during the show, he's not really romantically involved even a little bit with anyone else. So you can't really say that he was talking about someone else because it can't be. Let's go on. And in episode 36, Wang Zi asks Wu Xian what he did last night while he was drunk. Wu Xian tells him that he didn't really do much, he just talked a lot more than usual. And Wang Zi gets all flustered and said, what did I say? And Wu Xian says, actually, you didn't say anything special. You said some things, for example, I like the panic face on Wang Zi in that moment. And then Wu Xian is like, rabbits. And Wang Zi is like, whoa! I mean, that to me can't have any other explanation. If not that Wang Zi was afraid, he said that he liked Wu Xian. And the last one is in episode 43. In that episode, Lan Xichen tells Wei Wu Xian their parents' tragic love story, hinting a lot of parallels between their love story and Wang Zi and Wu Xian's story. How Wang Zi is so stubborn if he thinks something or someone is worth it. In the past, his mother. In the present, Wu Xian. The second group of hints includes novel references, or in general references that are linked to the Modao Zushi universe. The first one is very blatant to me, and it's the symbolism of the Lan clan headband. The headband symbolizes the Lan clan's most important principle. It's a reminder to regulate oneself. The only people who are allowed to touch or remove the headband of a person are their parents and their significant other. A member of the Lan clan can't, under any circumstance, let another person touch or remove his headband, and they absolutely can't tie it around someone else, unless that person is their significant other. But throughout the series, Lan Wangzi allows Wei Wuxian to touch or even remove his headband multiple times, hinting that, of course, Wei Wuxian is his significant other. The second one is very similar to the previous one. Every member of the Lan's clan has to follow their 1,000 of rules, and under no circumstances can break even one of them. As taught by Lan An, the founder of the Gusulan sect, a member of Lan's clan can only let go of the regulations when they are with the person they love and cherish the most. And more than once throughout the show, we can see Wang Zi breaking his beloved rules only for Wei Wuxian's sake. The third hint that I want to describe is the choice of words. And I'm talking about the scene in episode 25, in which Wang Zi asks Wuxian, "What am I to you?" And he replied saying, "I once considered you my soulmate of a lifetime." Okay, so the word that they use to express the meaning of soulmate is 知己. Actually, a lot of subtitles, for example, the ones on Netflix or on YouTube, don't use the word soulmate as a translation for 知己. On YouTube, they use the word confident. And on Netflix, if I remember correctly, but I'm not sure because I watched it on YouTube, they say like friend, best friend, something like that. Actually, 知己 can be translated in many ways. For example, kindred spirit or soulmate, and can express both a romantic and a platonic feeling. But I personally think it's very inaccurate to translate it as friend, as 知己 definitely doesn't simply mean friend. It literally can be translated as the one person who understands me the most. Of course, this doesn't imply a romantic meaning, but it's definitely something way deeper than just friend or best friend. The fourth and last category that I'm going to talk about includes all of the Chinese culture's references. In order to conceal the homosexual relationship between Lan Wangzi and Wei Wuxian, but not completely erase it, the creators also added some Chinese culture's references that hint to something romantic. We have an example in episode 36. While Wangzi is drunk, he takes 2 roosters from a random cage. He asks Wuxian if they're good. Literally, he asks if they're fat. But of course, fat in this case is a synonym of good. And says that they were a gift for him. In China, chickens have a lot of cultural meanings. Among those, in some areas, they are linked to marriage. In different traditions, roosters can play slightly different roles in Chinese marriages. But the main idea is that giving a loved one a rooster as a gift is just like proposing. Another clue is in episode 44, in which Wu Xian and Wang Ji gift Mian Mian's daughter with money together. This is a very common tradition in China to gift children with money, and it's usually for married couples. Next one is in episode 46, when Wu Xian and Wang Ji bow in front of Wu Xian's adoptive parents' grave. This could be an allusion to Chinese marriage traditions, according to which the couple bows 3 times to the heaven and earth, to the parents or ancestors, and to each other. And you can understand that it's a very important gesture when Jiang Cheng enters the room and tells Wei Wuxian that he shouldn't bring just anyone in front of their parents' grave, making it clear that it's a very important tradition. Moving on, I want to underline how in the show they make no one kiss, not even the straight couples. But the only quote-unquote kiss shown on screen is between 2 little rabbits that could symbolize Wu Xian and Wang Ji. This not only because throughout the show we can see that both of them like rabbits, but it can actually have a deeper meaning. In fact, rabbits in Chinese mythology play a very important role, since they represent queerness. Tu'er Shen, that literally means rabbit god, is the god of homosexual love and sex. According to the legend, he was originally a man called Hu Tianbao, who fell in love with an imperial inspector, and for that reason was sentenced to death. So yeah, rabbits in China can also be a symbol of homosexuality. The last thing that I wanted to notice before ending this video, but I'm pretty sure that everyone noticed it even the first time they watched it, is the homoerotic art that can be seen in the book that Wu Xian tricks Wang Ji into reading in episode 5. And this probably didn't get censored because it's art, I guess? Okay, I think this is all I had to say in this video. I hope I didn't forget anything. Of course, we can't be 100% sure that these interpretations are correct, but it's hard to believe that so many hints were put in by accident or without a reason. In the description box, you can find all of the links to the articles and the websites that I've read and visited to make this video. And also, I want to thank my friend Anne, who is Chinese and helped me fact check some of the cultural references that I mentioned in this video. If you have something that you want to add or to say in general, feel free to comment down below as always, and if you want to just subscribe, I guess. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!